and burn.
In fucking still got Morbid Angel's Rapture in my head. Hey everyone. So tonight I want to discuss Cannibal Corpse's most fucked up record from the Barnes era, which would coincidentally be the last time that the entire original Cannibal Corpse crew was together. And that record in question, or the record in question, is Tomb of the Mutilated. Now, this motherfucker came out in 1993. This would be the last record that Bob Rusay would play on before he would be replaced by Rob, because I think Jack had to redo all of Rusay's solos or some shit. And that was a messy situation. I know that Bob Rusay quit music altogether after he was kicked out of Cannibal, and I think he's a professional golfer or something now. But nonetheless, this record would be the last time that the original Cannibal crew would be together. It's kind of funny that Tomb of the Mutilated would be the last record that Bob Rusay would play on, and then the record that directly followed this, The Bleeding, would be the last record that Chris Barnes would do the vocals for. So these records are pivotal. These records are massive. These records are so important concerning the history of Cannibal Corpse. This was the record that put them on the map. Mainly because they're in fucking Ace Ventura, pet detective smash hit, massive star-making movie for Jim Carrey. I mean, you got to understand, Jim Carrey was everywhere already because of it in Living Color with Sideshow Bob. Sideshow Bob. Jesus Christ. No, because of fucking Fire Marshal Bill, not Sideshow Bob. Jesus, Adam. Oh, this memory of mine. Well, yeah, he was already all over in Living Color because of Fire Marshal Bill, and everybody loved him. And so his popularity was growing and growing and growing. And then there was this movie, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and that motherfucker hit like a bomb. And everybody, myself included, rushed out to theaters to see it. And dude, like, we're watching the movie, you know? And then he goes to that concert and you hear dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun, and it's like I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, that's Cannibal Corpse. And you got to remember, I'm like a kid at this point, okay? Like, Cannibal is my entire world. I'm like 11 or 12 or whatever I was when this movie came out. And when I heard the opening from Hammer Smashed Face in this really popular movie starring this actor that I loved, like, I remember feeling like confused and lost in the theater until I saw Cannibal Corpse on stage in the movie. And it was like my brain fucking melted because, of course, I'd never seen Cannibal live. I was a little kid, and up until this point, they were just starting to get bigger and bigger. So there would be no way for me to ever see them live. So to get to see this band that was the entire center of my fucking universe on stage in a movie that I loved, I don't know, that was it. Like, it was like a total short circuit time because nobody could have ever seen a band like Cannibal Corpse in such a mainstream movie. But there it was, and Cannibal was in this massive film, and they were doing Hammer Smashed Face, which is kind of like the first pop single from the death metal people. You know what I mean? Like, Hammer Smashed Face was as close to, you know, Like a Prayer by Madonna that Cannibal Corpse was ever going to get to. And I felt that song, coupled with a couple other tracks on here, I think should have gotten them a little more commercial appeal, despite how this record subject matter is absolutely vile. I've always felt that this and I Come Blood, I'm not saying that to be funny, I always felt that Hammer Smashed Face and I Come Blood should have gotten them a wider fan base. But that would happen anyways. Cannibal just kept growing and growing and growing, but I did feel that this record, it was not overlooked. This record was kind of, in a lot of ways, the record that put them on the map. But I felt like it should have put them on the map more. I mean, goddamn, the oral sex on the cover between the two rotting corpses, I'm like, yes! I'm fucking, you know, in grade 8 when this motherfucker came out. And I remember I had to buy the CD, which cost way more. And the other problem was that the CD had the uncensored artwork. So these are sort of like my satanic criminal years where I was listening to shit my parents did not want me listening to. I was reading shit my parents did not want me reading. And I was watching shit my parents did not want me watching. So it always felt like I was some sort of like, I don't know, I was on the run musically and media-wise. I was always sort of like hiding out in the bayou from the law. And this motherfucker was certainly no exception. With that cover art, I knew if my parents saw that, it was fucking game over. And then it was like, you always look, when you first buy a Cannibal Corpse record, the first thing you do is you always look at the song titles because, you know, fuck, they're going to be nuts. And this record is possibly the craziest song titles on any Cannibal record ever released. Because the shit on here, this is back when Barnes was writing the lyrics, the vocalist, Chris. And he was psychotic. Like, it's one thing, see, what they got into post Barnes was more of like a horror movie, zombie sort of evisceration thing. But Chris Barnes would write songs called Necro Pedophile, which, by the way, is on this record. So yes, not only does this sick piece of shit in this song like to fuck kids, but he likes to fuck dead kids. Man, parents are going to take issue with that. I Come Blood is on here. Addicted to Vaginal Skin is on here. Fuck, The Cryptic Stench. See, that's so very Tales from the Crypt for me, but once parents see I Come Blood, Hammer Smashed Face, like a Necro Pedophile, it doesn't matter if the next song is Lollipops and Puppy Dogs. They're going to be pissed. And then you see Entrails Ripped from a Virgin's Cunt. And it's like, I am in the land of adult music. This is probably too much for 13-year-old me. But fuck that. When I show this shit to my friends, when I get back from the mall, I am going to be a fucking god. It didn't really work that way. But I felt like a god. Got out of the store with it. The guy didn't give me a hassle about buying it. And I got it home, and fuck, man, as soon as Hammer Smashed Face kicks in, I knew I was going to fall in love, and I did. I will say, throughout the course of time, this record hasn't really held up for me. I still listen to The Bleeding a lot, but this record is too entrenched in sort of like traditional death metal whatevers, whereas I found The Bleeding to be more like catchily progressive. But yeah, I don't listen to this one a lot anymore, but my God, did this have an impact on me. So yeah, so I'm going to go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I discuss, Jesus Christ, Cannibal Corpse's absolutely fucking badass 1993 album, and that is Tomb of the Mutilated. Like always, if you liked this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. If you agree with any of the shit that this record says you should do, you should probably go like talk to a doctor or some shit, because this stuff is fucking twisted. But yeah, don't forget that the world is a better place because you're in it. Unless you like to have sex with dead kids, in which case the world would be a better place with you not in it. But yeah, have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.